Volanguela o veteranu, ako itabua. Ako do talitay na barong na Bula FM, nambando na sir.
Bula, alang gono ilutoka do talita ka ng Bula FM berarti ni nambando na sir.
Ni Bula binaka, nanregen go sa Bula FM nga. Na kasi.
Nalang go sa mundo atibyo ng Bula FM nambando na sir nusur.
Ni Bula binaka, nalang go Jerry.
In the news tonight, Fiji gears up for 49th independence celebrations. Police beef up security. And lawyers want more collaboration.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Edwin Nunn.
But first, 2 students have died in a bus accident in Lakena Nosori this afternoon. Police spokesperson Anna Naisoro says another 2 students are in critical condition, while 17 students are currently receiving medical treatment. The 46-year-old driver is also in critical condition. A police investigation is now underway. Fiji is getting ready to celebrate its 49th year of independence, and for some, it will be a trip down memory lane. 66-year-old Chochi Volau from Lao joined the military at a young age in 1968. Volau says seeing people dress up in blue today in the capital reminded him of the preparations for October 10th in 1970. Kelly Vadala reports.
Fiji Day holds a significant meaning for everyone, and for most ex-servicemen, it's an event they look forward to every year.
It was and still is an unforgettable year because we gained independence. It was the biggest celebration I have ever seen in my life. There was so much entertainment from both young and old. Even had to practice for a military march and performance. We should be proud because Fiji gained independence from British rule.
Ex-serviceman Volau, who is now a market vendor, also highlighted the royal visit of Prince Charles in 1970, which made the event of 49 years ago even more exciting.
It was a huge move for Fiji because we were under the British Crown colony for many years. A historic moment was marked by Prince Charles handing over documents to our first Prime Minister Ratu Sokami Sesemara.
The Fiji military today conducted its final rehearsal for the Fiji Day celebrations at Albert Park in Suva. There was a lot of buzz in the Suva market today as Fijians decked out in blue.
We plan for a lovo and a get-together tomorrow.
A lot of people have been coming in and buying fruits and vegetables.
For others, tomorrow will be a day to spend with loved ones.
I'm going down to the west for a wedding. All my family is there now, and that's how my Fiji Day will be.
We'll be celebrating Fiji Day.
Fiji Day marks the anniversary of both Fiji's cession to the United Kingdom in 1874 and its attainment of independence in 1970. The government has planned major celebrations in Suva, Lautoka, Lambasa and Levuka. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
And Koroi Tandulala joins us live now from Albert Park in Suva, where the official Fiji Day celebration will be held tomorrow. Koroi, what has been planned for tomorrow?
Edwin, Fiji gained independence at 10 o'clock on the 10th of July 1970. That was 49 years ago right here at Albert Park. As the clock strikes 10 a.m. tomorrow, there will also be a similar celebration held here at the historic site. There'll be entertainment and march by the RFMF band. FBC will also be having its Fiji Day celebration, so Fijians can come on down and enjoy the free concert. FBC's Fiji Day celebration will start from 2 p.m. till 8 p.m. So if you have nothing major planned out for tomorrow, do bring your family down, bring your kids down as well. There'll be face painting. There's also Ferris wheel here for your kids. Bring your whole family down, because this is the place you'd like to be if you want to be part and witness the historic celebration tomorrow. Edwin.
Year 8 student Waisale Vuniwanga is the youngest winner of FBC's Fiji Day radio poem competition. The 14-year-old Tavua District School student is among 5 others who will be reading their poem live tomorrow during FBC's Fiji Day celebration at Albert Park in Suva. The competition generated a lot of interest from listeners.
For Radio Fiji 1, we received about 160 plus poems. The places where people they send in, most of Radio Fiji 1 the poem competition, it came all the way from the north, from the Lao group, Lomoiviti, Kandavu.
Poem competition was fun, interesting and very, very successful. We received hundreds of entries. The winning poem actually portrayed the essence of our national greeting, bula.
Meanwhile, the FBC family celebrated Fiji's 49th year of independence today. The celebration was also organized to remember those who've lost their battle to breast cancer and to encourage those who are currently battling cancer. The Fiji Police Force has beefed up its operations as we head into the Fiji Day weekend. Spokesperson Anna Naisoro says while police have an operational plan, the public must also play their part. Details with Apanisa Wangairondovu.
All the 5 policing divisions will be on high alert to ensure minimal to no disturbances.
We do ask members of the public to secure their property before they move out, because especially with Fiji's game is later on tonight, and there'll be a lot of people who will be complacent and forget about safety, forget about things like that. But we're hoping that safety will always be prioritized in everything people do this weekend.
Drug peddlers are also being warned, as police has also stepped up its operations on this.
We had Operation Laburaka, which was last month, but we've continued the momentum into this month because we want to make sure that we not only get to those who are pushing, but also those who are supplying and manufacturing. And we continue to make arrests on a daily basis.
The Land Transport Authority is also warning motorists and reminding them that there is zero tolerance on drunk driving.
My request to all the drivers out there that you must at all times take care and drive safely, because there'll be a lot of people who will be enjoying the beach and they're going for swimming and all that, and there'll be children all over in the park. So please, when you're driving along those areas, you got to be cautious.
Police will also continue with night patrols to ensure that people are safe while moving around in the evening. Apenisa Wangirndobu, FBC News.
Lawyers are struggling to cope with what they describe as excessive reporting requirements by the Financial Intelligence Unit. Speaking before the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Economic Affairs, Fiji Law Society Secretary Amena Vulaono said most law firms now spend 80% of their time filing reports. Duplication of financial reporting is causing lawyers to spend more time filing documents than concentrating on clients.
Instead of just providing us what is required, give us templates. Give members templates of a checklist, because all law firms can do their own checklist thinking that it's compliant with the law, but at the end of the day we do not really know whether it is. So we need some guidelines to that, and the easier way I think is if the unit can just give us a form.
So basically we will write back to FIU and get these answers, why there is a need, why there is a necessity to duplicate the information which they are already receiving from the banks.
The society admits it hasn't discussed these issues directly with the Financial Intelligence Unit, but there's been some training and capacity building. It also believes red tape around reporting obligations need to be clarified.
Every time you're fixing your due diligence checklist, so do we have an expert in that field within the legal fraternity? The answer would be perhaps 1 or 2 law firms could put their hand up to say they qualify.
Law firms are required to report all transactions by clients worth $10,000 or more, even if it's into trust accounts. The Fiji Law Society argues that these reports are often duplicated by banks and other regulatory organizations, and in many instances, the lawyers end up filing the same report with various entities. Coming up, 800 EFL staff to receive performance payout and over $8,000 of fish seized. Details after the break.
Bula, I'm Miri, I'm from Lotoka, and I love Gold FM because they play all my classic hits.
Hi, my name is Fiona from Tavua, and I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Welcome back. More than 800 Energy Fiji Limited staff will receive their performance management payouts this week. Salary and wage earners will receive their payout on Friday, while management will be paid on Monday. Pranita Prakash reports.
The performance payout of over $1.9 million will be for the 2018 financial year.
Performance payout is $1.959160.2 million. Of this, in excess of 70% goes to the salary and wage earners, which is about $1.4 million. Unit leaders then get the balance together with the executive management.
The payout to 813 staff is based on key performance indicators.
So the entire organization is performance oriented. We're going to make sure that we perform and everyone gets a share of the cake.
Economy Minister has urged the EFL staff members to know more about the organization. He adds EFL also needs to invest in training the staff. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
The increasing number of unqualified church ministers is a concern for the Fiji Council of Churches. President Reverend Dr. Tevitambani Vanua says this is portrayed in the number of church leaders ending up behind bars. Sanyani Mboila reports the council is seeking government approval to be a watchdog for churches.
A lot of questions are being raised with the quality of church ministers around the country.
We've seen problems with the untrained pastors, untrained teachers of the Christian, in Christian principles, as they serve their own communities, their own churches.
Reverend Dr. Mbani Vanua says a church minister should be a well-qualified church leader and a counsellor who can help his members.
Found to be someone who has the integrity of being a good person, of someone that the community loves and the community respected.
It's crucial that pastors go through years of training and education.
They are dealing with people's faith. They need to be well educated. They are just like counselors.
New churches that used to be registered by the Fiji Council of Churches is now done by the government. Currently, over 60% of churches around the country are members of the FCC. Sainiani Mboila, FBC News.
575 pieces of kawakawa and dono were seized during the ban from June to September. Fisheries Ministry Permanent Secretary Craig Strong confirmed to FBC News the estimated value of the seizure is over $8,600. Strong says the ministry is prosecuting 2 cases, with several others still being assessed for further legal action. He reiterates the reason for the ban is to ensure the threatened grouper fish species are maintained. Cancer should not be seen as a disease but a challenge. These are the words of breast cancer survivor, Deputy Director Forensic Services, SP Margaret Marshall, who believes fighting cancer has brought out the best in her. Kritika Kumar reports.
SP Margaret Marshall was diagnosed with cancer at the age of 41 and denied it by not telling anyone.
If you check my records, except I think for one time I was overseas, I didn't attend to my RFL. For all my RFL I've attended, and I've been the first one, always, at the site, waiting for my officers to join me. I don't have cancer.
Navitalai Visawanga also joined SP Marshall to share his story. Visawanga is the husband of the late Constable Muala, who succumbed to cancer. Visawanga stressed early detection is important.
When she felt a lump on her breast, we took it for granted, thinking it was just a small boil. Today, I wish to advise the Fiji police members, on behalf of my late wife, please go for medical checkups.
Meanwhile, Police Commissioner Brigadier General Siti Veningilio believes there is always hope in managing the illness.
It's often said that when someone has cancer, the whole family and everyone who loves them does too. While we remember those who have lost the battle to cancer, we must also remember that there is always hope.
October is the designated month to create awareness on breast cancer, which not only affects women but men as well. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
And now it's business with Kelly.
Thanks, Edwin. Coming up after the break, FCCC plans festive season monitoring. And in growing Fiji, river dredging to mitigate flood threats. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Shamiza. And I'm Salma. We're from Nandi and we love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
My name is Rajnita Lata and I'm from Vatulaloba. और हम सब मिर्ची FM सुनता है because it's hot.
Hi, my name is Vinita. I'm from Lambasa. I love listening to Mirchi FM. It's #1.
हमारा नाम सागर रेड्डी है. हम लोग स्कूल में, हम लोग घर में और
Leading business, the Fijian Competition and Consumer Commission is on standby this festive season to ensure all businesses engage in fair trading.
Chief Executive Joel Abraham says the officers will be traveling as far as Taviuni to conduct surprise checks. The officers conducted random checks in certain supermarkets in Nandi last week.
We are all about making sure that consumers are not unfairly treated, that fairness exists, that businesses operate in a transparent manner. But time and time again, you'll find that such issues do come up. There will be businesses that are cutting corners. And we are there, we are precisely there to make sure that whenever they're cutting corners, we are there to arrest all these matters and make sure that Fijian consumers are not subjected to such sort of unethical business practice.
And Sinifa from HFC Bank joins us now with the latest from the foreign exchange market.
Let's look at the latest from the forex market. The British pound nursed losses today after hitting a one-month low, following reports showing that Brexit talks between Britain and the EU were close to breaking down. The US dollar weakened slightly on rising trade tensions. Against a basket of currencies, the dollar was slightly softer, while it fell marginally against the trade-exposed Aussie and Kiwi dollars. In other markets, stocks stumbled and bond yields fell. Safe haven flows had also supported the US dollar overnight, along with comments from the Federal Reserve Chairman, which were interpreted as suggesting further rate cuts later in October were not a done deal. That's all for now from HFC Bank, Vinaka.
Thanks, Sinifa. Here are today's exchange rates as set this morning. The Fiji dollar was mixed today, rising against the US greenback and the Aussie dollar, as well as the Kina and the euro. However, it slipped versus the Chinese yuan, the Kiwi and the yen onto the commodities market. Oil prices dropped slightly to above $52 per barrel. Gold rose strongly to $1,505 per ounce, and silver closed down at $17.74 per ounce. In growing Fiji, Lands Minister Shinil Sudhakar says the government will continue seeking sustainable and innovative ways to tackle the growing threat of climate change. Speaking in Waidoka, Tailevu, Sudhakar said dredging of the Waindamu River close to the village will help minimize the impact of flooding. Waidoka village is in a low-lying area and prone to flooding. Sudhakar says the government will be carrying out dredging in other low-lying areas as well.
Dredging is taking a lead role often as an important element in climate change adaptation agenda. A well-planned coordinated approach, as in this case here in Waindamu, dredging can provide very positive, sustainable solutions.
And that's it from Business Tonight. Sports is up next with Jamie.
Thanks, Kelly, and good evening. Ahead in sports, Prime Minister reminds flying Fijians that nothing is impossible. And BOG champs stage a late fight back at IDC. There's some more coming up.
Navango merea maramani waya manatu sawa awetikitunde nandi ya ndo marata kana varonga na radio Fijiwan.
Yawa asna vatili yawa mara Monica. Tondo varonga vale bunar domai biti lambasa.
Bula nadango aprosa nangarse go erkraki do televeo no varonga na radio Fijiwan na domai biti. Nadango
Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama delivered a timely and motivational message to the flying Fijians ahead of their clash with Wales tonight. Bainimarama, who is also the president of the Fiji Rugby Union, says the team has to focus on what they can control. He reaffirmed the team that Fiji is still behind them no matter what, and took the opportunity to remind the players of the biblical story of David and Goliath.
The world may see you all as Davids. They may see the teams from larger countries with greater resources as Goliaths. But read that story again and again, and you will find the real lesson of that story is that giants are never as powerful as they appear. One good toss can drop them in their tracks. And David was never the underdog, and neither is his team. You can knock off any team at any time.
A hard and fast pitch is what the flying Fijians like, and tonight's venue in Oita, Japan will offer them just that. The temperature has dropped and it's a little less humid, which will be good for the game, according to Coach John McKee. Aquila Dama with the details.
The stage is set for Fiji's last Rugby World Cup pool match against Wales, and the team knows what this game means to Fijians. Captain Dominico Wanganimburotu, who was one of the players that played Wales in the 2015 World Cup, says they need to focus on the game. When asked about managing the team's expectations with qualification to the playoffs out of their hands, Coach McKee says they will try to perform to their best tonight. Fiji's only test victory against Wales was at the 2007 World Cup, and tonight's clash in Oita will be the fourth time in a row the teams have met in pool play. Fiji play Wales at 9:45 p.m. Aquila Dama, FBC Sports.
South Africa coach Rassie Erasmus refused to get ahead of himself after his team qualified for the Rugby World Cup quarterfinals by dispatching of Canada 66-7 last night. Erasmus does not know which quarterfinal opponent to prepare for, Japan, Ireland or Scotland, a question to be answered on Sunday when host Japan take on the Scots. Kangaroos coach Mal Meninga and the Australian Prime Minister's 13 side visited Ratu Felice Memorial School today. As students were excited to get a glimpse of NRL players, the team enjoyed their trip to the Coral Coast. Sabe Wanga with more.
Kangaroos legend and Australian Prime Minister's 13 coach Mal Meninga says rugby league in Fiji has made major improvements.
You said, we've got a team going into the Ron Massey Cup, the New South Wales competition, next year. So, I mean, the progress this rugby league's made in Fiji has been enormous. We're privileged and proud to be, part of it.
Meninga says they have been going to Papua New Guinea since 2005 as part of the Prime Minister's 13 concept, but they're excited to be in Fiji.
We know where the Fijians are coming from, so we're so excited. This concept of PM's 13 concepts obviously gone to PNG ever since 2005.
The Australian Prime Minister's 13 were at Ratu Felice Memorial School this morning as part of their community visit. They also visited Maika Sivo's village in Momi today on their way to Suva. Meanwhile, Fiji coach Brandon Costin says this game is a huge opportunity for the local players who are ready to showcase their talent.
We had Mika Ravalava come in and hit the gym with the boys last week. And these boys that are playing in the NRL, they still have the village in them. Like when you go into camp with them, they sit in the corridor in a circle singing songs together. Like, it's beautiful to watch.
The Fiji Mbulikula will meet their Australian counterpart at 5:30 p.m, while the Prime Minister's 13 clash between Fiji and Australia will be held at 7:30 p.m. this Friday at the ANZ Stadium in Suva. Save Wanga, FBC Sports.
The Suva football side has registered its first win of the 2019 Courts Inter-District Tournament. This after they thrashed Nasinu 5-0 in their second pool match. The capital city side led 3-0 at halftime. Christopher Wasasala scored a hat-trick in the match, while Ratuana Re and Sairusi Nalaumbu scored the other goals. Suva will now face Rewa at 3 p.m. tomorrow. Lambasa staged the late fight back to defeat Tavua 2-1 at the Courts Inter-District Championships underway in Nandi. Amarika Rawasoe goal had given Tavua a 1-0 lead over Lambasa before the Mbambasing Alliance staged their comeback in the second half. Following the goal, Lambasa had its chances to get a positive result, but couldn't find the breakthrough until late when Dennis Ifunaoa leveled scores, followed by the winner from Antonio Tuivuna. The result eliminates Tavua from semi-final contention, while Lambasa is now on 4 points and faces Mba tomorrow. Nandrunga and Navua have qualified from their pools for the semi-finals of the senior grade at the IDC in Nandi. Nandrunga beat Tailebunaita Siri 2-0, while Navua won 3-1 against Sanganga. In another match, Sabu and Lami played to a 0-0 draw. This leaves both teams with 4 points each, heading into the final round of pool games tomorrow. With the games continuing in Nandi, we now join Felipe Naikaso live from the IDC. Felipe, what's the latest in the Jet Set Town?
Yes, Jamie, Courts IDC tournament here in Nandi continues into its second day, and 2 more matches remain before we wrap up day 2. Currently on the grounds right now is Nandi versus Rewa, with Rewa leading that game 2-0 with a few minutes away from full time. Straight after this match, Mba will take on Lautoka in the final group stages of today. And also I'm joined here with me the Vice President of the Fiji Football Association, who will tell us a bit more about the Courts IDC tournament, which started yesterday. Sir, if you could just tell us so far, what's the crowd like being, from yesterday until today? You're expecting more people to turn up from tomorrow and into the semi-finals?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Naikoso. Yes, it has been a marvelous start to the Courts IDC 2019. The crowd turnout yesterday has been tremendous, excess of over 4,000, almost coming into 5,000. And it being a working day, it was just too good. Today being a working day as well, the crowd is marvelous, crossing over 4,000 for a second day in Nandi. And I must congratulate the people of Nandi for converging to the Prince Charles Park here to witness the 2019 IDC.
Just on the teams, how the performances for the different teams? With also no teams also confirmed for the semi-finals yet.
Yes, the performance of every team has been excellent. They have shown what football is all about locally. And well, at the moment, whilst this match is being played, that's Nandi and Rewa, still there is no confirmation for a semi-final berth. That shows the level of competition we are in at this Courts IDC.
Thank you very much for your time, sir.
Thank you, Menaka.
As the Flying Fijians get ready to take on Wales in the Rugby World Cup tonight, we take a look back at how this beautiful try was scored against Georgia in our Play of the Day. That's it from sports tonight. In the Weird and Wonderful segment later on, a rage room offering people the chance to vent their frustrations by breaking things. Details coming up.
रहता है हमारा नाम उमेश कुमार हम रहता है लेबू और रेडियो फीजी में हरदम सुनता है बहुत पुराना गाना लगे और बहुत रोचक सुनता है बहुत अच्छा लगे हमको
उमेश चंद्रा और कांता चंद्रा हमारा वाइफ है हम लोग रेडियो फीजी 2 बहुत सुंदर से सुनता है बहुत अच्छा प्रोग्राम नंबर 1 रेडियो
कुमार स्वामी नायक है गोंगो लेबू लटोका रेडियो फीजी 2 में पुराना गाना लगे हमें बहुत अच्छा लगे
कुमार नाकाफी में रहता है रेडियो फीजी.
And Angie is next with weather.
A big bula to you. Did you see how the skies brightened up after giving us more than enough rain? I just hope this weather stays on for longer. Well, let's just hope. Now in the west, the sunny spells are back in action. Eastwards from Pakaba to Suva, sunshine was spotted after some time and it was beautiful. And up north, sunshine never disappoints, and it didn't. At sea, southeast winds 15 to 20 knots, moderate to rough seas. For the tides, high tide tonight at 9:55 with low tide at 4:01. Sunrise will be at 5:41. For tomorrow, woohoo! It's Fiji Day plus a public holiday. And the weather is a bonus, so if you want to see a free concert, head on down to Albert Park to celebrate Fiji's 49th Independence Day. Tomorrow stamps, a lot of events are happening around town and the weather looks like good. The west will mostly range around 33 degrees. And looking further on to Friday, excitingly, we will have perfect weather. So with this great news, have yourself a wonderful Fiji Day. And that's all from the FBC Wet World. Eddie.
She almost called me Jackie. In Fijian Pulse segment tonight, we asked, what are your plans for the Fiji Day public holiday?
I just spend a Fiji Day with my family at home.
I'll just spend Fiji Day at home with my family.
I don't have any plans for tomorrow, but I'll see what I can do, what we'll do at home.
And for Fiji Day, I just family gathering at home. That's it.
Plans for Fiji Day tomorrow and just meet up with some friends and family and have a talk session at home. And that's all.
For this Fiji Day, I will be praying for the good health of my fellow Fijians and my country.
I don't have any grand plans for tomorrow. I will be at work and will be selling papers.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, a rage room is a business where people who feel stressed and frustrated can vent their rage by destroying objects inside a room. Recapping the main stories, Fiji gears up for 49th independence celebrations, police to beef up security, and lawyers want more collaboration. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. In our poll question segment, we are asking, do you think the quality of meat sold in shops and supermarkets should be reviewed? Visit our FPC website to answer. Before we go, Fiji's beautiful beaches and luscious environment, the main reason thousands get attracted to our shores annually. This picture was taken by Arisi Tambua in the Yasawas. You can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our FBC page, FBC News, or you can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. And that was your news for tonight. Modemanda.
We love Today FM. Today FM rocks. Bulaminaka, I'm Linda Form. I studied Suva. I love listening to Today FM because they play latest music and they rock.
Hi, my name is Asnate. I'm from Ba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bula, I'm Makereta from Nandi. We love listening to Today FM. Here in Nandi, it rocks.
Hi, I'm Shania. I'm from Lotoka and I love Today FM and it rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.